Hi everybody, Matt back with you, currently back at Christ Church Graveyard in Todmorden, where we've covered quite a few stories from here before. I'm going to show you a grave of somebody whose name you probably do not know at all, but the reason Todmorden looks like it does today is because of this man. So if we head up into the vaults along here, we find this gravestone, and the name we're looking for is here, Jesse Horsfall. When you think of the people who built Todmorden, it may well be that your initial thought is Fieldens, because of course people like the sons of John Fielden, the MP, built places like the Fielden Centre, the Unitarian Church, and even Todmorden Castle. So these are great big buildings in the town. But Jesse designed a lot more than the Fieldings did, including National School here. So Jesse was born in Todmorden in 1859, the youngest son of architect Henry Horsfall and his wife Betty. His first independent architectural work in Todmorden happened in around 1880, when he was asked by John Fielden to design a coffee tavern and temperance hotel. Now that building still exists and we'll see it soon. The last work he was involved in was a place called Style School, which he started to be built when he passed away in 1910 at the age of 51. He'd married an Ada Blacker in 1883, and they had a daughter called Mabel Alice, who sadly passed away in 1895 at the age of 10 and was their only child. All three of them are in the vaults of Christ Church. So what we're going to do is have a walk around Todmorden and we'll find some of the buildings that Jesse Horsfall is responsible for. We won't go into too much detail about his life as such for this one. This is purely just a look at the buildings that he designed and why I think he should be classed as the person who built Todmorden. Or at least part of it. Now obviously 120, 130 years after some of these buildings were created, things are different. Some of them are demolished altogether due to regeneration, etc. Some might have different names, so this is not a comprehensive guide. I'll try and cover the ones I know. If I forget any or get them wrong, do feel free to correct me. I'm quite happy to be told otherwise, but I'll try my best and find what buildings Jesse was involved in designing. So essentially I have a list of buildings that Jesse is listed as designing, and some of them I've had to get some help with from the people at the Todmorden Past and Present group. So I thank them for their help with this. This building here is a former drill hall. Now whether it is the drill hall that Jesse designed, not right sure at the moment. So watch this space, we could be wrong on our first one. So we're on Hall Street. That's the library. He didn't design that, but he did design this building here. It's called the Union Offices, and as you can see the date in the middle there, AD 1901. It's kind of on a street you don't necessarily go up. This building is kind of forgotten about. certainly has an impressive frontage, doesn't it? So as we head down towards where the Golden Lion is, there's quite a few buildings just in that specific area. Let's see what's here. So where the library starts there, this section is called the Strand, and apparently two of the shops that are over here on the right hand side were designed by Jesse as well. So that one there does have a date on it as AD 1878, which, if that was one of them, would be very early in Jesse's career. It's probably more likely the ones at the far end. However, just across the road from there, this was also another building designed by Jesse. This was the Fielden Coffee Tavern, I think it's called. That's the Unitarian Church in the background. The list mentions Unitarian schools. I imagine it means Sunday schools, in which case the next one is just up here. So with the Unitarian Church there, this building here is the original Unitarian Church and Sunday school. Now obviously this whole building would not have been designed by Jesse, but I believe it was extended and kind of remade in 1900, which fits in precisely when the work was being done by Jesse across Todd. One thing I've only just learnt today is that this building is also designed by Jesse, and this was the former post office sorting office. And I guess now you look, that's why the crown at the top gives it away. As we head along Rochdale Road, to the right hand side of us now we have what were called the firemen's houses, and you can see the engine shed just to the left of the buildings. We carry on a bit further. This one I'm a little bit confused about, because on the list I have it says Primitive Methodist Schools at Knollwood. Now this area is Knollwood, that is Knollwood Road heading up there, which would make potentially the school on the list the one that is today known as Shade School. Well, of course that building there could be one, but this is Shade, and there is a description on the wall here saying that Shade was built in 1904. So again, we are slap bang in the time of Jesse creating buildings across Todmorden. But is this the one that he was involved with? Okay, so as we head back down into Todmorden, obviously Jesse was involved in designing many other buildings away from Todmorden as well. So here's just a few pictures of some of the ones that we've managed to find out that he designed. little bit of info about Jesse. It is interesting to stand here, look across at certainly this area where Golden Line etc. is, and you can just go, he did that building, he did that building, he did that building. So many in just that little bit of space. Yeah, were you aware that these were designed by Jesse? I have a funny feeling probably not. Now, as I've mentioned, some of these were designed 120, 130 years ago, so quite naturally some of them don't exist anymore. So here are at least a couple of Jesse's creations that are long lost to time. On the list, it basically just says chimney, Todmorden workhouse. Well, there are other workhouses available, but I think it's likely the chimney that's in this picture at the former Stansfield View Hospital. These were demolished in 1996. So now on Fernley Road, this was where the old people's flats were, which were demolished a few years ago. I'm going to call it a matter of elimination. I think this could have been also, years before, the location of Style School. However, it could be further over, but I do know it doesn't exist anymore anyway. So yeah, was it here or was it somewhere else? And we seem to have covered a lot of schools today, don't we? But let's not forget the original Fernley School that was here, just to the left, and now there is a newer version across the field. Yeah, it stood just here through the gates. Obviously it was a pretty magnificent building, and it is a shame it's gone. However, even like 15, 20 years ago, the ceiling was falling down onto pupils. You can't really have that happen when it's a school, can you? Another school on the list that I just can't find any information about is called Slade School. It doesn't even feature on things like Malcolm Bull's Calderdale Companion, which kind of covers everything. So yeah, any idea where Slade School might have been? Let me know. Obviously we've covered a story on this channel before about this red brick construction. This was going to be a school at one point. It never happened. Now it's just a bit of a mess, isn't it? So now we're on Stansfield Hall Road. Stansfield Hall is just at the top of here. Again, it's one of those where we know a house was designed by Jesse on Stansfield Hall. I guess not the hall itself, but I'm not sure also which house. Now the hall itself now is, I think, flats and private, but I will show you from the roadside what the hall looks like today. So which of the houses do you think most looks like Jesse's architectural style? So this is where Stansfield Hall is. Fortunately there's no closer I can get, but maybe we can get a better view on the road here. Okay, so you can kind of make it out through the trees there. I haven't been any nearer today. However, if if you watch the film My Summer of Love, you get quite a good close-up look at it. Hard to believe that that film with Keira Knightley is 20 years old next year. Okay, final location for this video. Can you tell where I am? I think these are called Rives Rocks. We're heading this direction to reach our last building. So we're walking next to the golf club, essentially, through the trees there, and we're heading towards the clubhouse. Now, the clubhouse itself was originally a farm building from, I think, the 1750s, and was converted into a clubhouse by Jesse. There's a little old dam just here. I'm not sure what this was originally connected to, unless it was connected to the golf house, of course. Maybe it's just a boggy mess. So again, I'm not too sure which building, but I will guess it's the one just on the right here. And I still need to find that location of the Bronze Age burial site. It's somewhere here on the golf club. I can't even remember the name of it now. So if anybody wishes to take me by hand to where it was, or just at least show me, please do. I can't believe I've not covered that yet. Anyway, that's about it. Jesse passed away in 1910. This house, yet another house that he was the architect of, called Burnley, and he is opposite the Christchurch graveyard. So from here we leave you today. We've looked at the buildings of Todmorden architect Jesse Horsfall. So I hope you found that quite interesting, and if you have, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, now called Dark Side of the Moor. We are filming quite a lot this coming week. We're going to spread that out over the 2-week Christmas period whilst we have a break. So hopefully there will still be some content, but you know what I'm like, I get too excited and I throw all the content out in one go. So if we suddenly disappear for 2 weeks, trust me, we are coming back very soon in the new year, and we're doing a little road trip in February, which will be quite exciting. We're just going to look at abandoned ships and quarries. This week we've got one final big location to film on Wednesday, and we've even got a story of a killer clown from the past. No, it's not the one you might be thinking of. So as always, thank you for watching, for telling me your comments, always appreciated, and we will see you very soon, no doubt very soon, for the next video. Take care. Bye for now. So from here we'll draw an end to our story of looking at the buildings of the architect Jossie. Who's Jossie?